Welcome back to another episode of the Keep It a Buck podcast about relationships, black men's emotions, God, self-awareness, and black women's value in our culture. What's good? Happy New Year. It's crack-a-lackin'. What's going on with y'all? Any new endeavors? You wouldn't tell me anywhere. Okay, you think I'm being nosy. All right, that's cool. What news y'all paying attention to? By the way, the news cycle goes so fast. If something ever happened to you, it's on Facebook, it's on Instagram. If you the butt of the joke, don't worry. It's only gonna last 10 days. Niggas was seeing, niggas swore. They wasn't like joking, said, oh my God, we seeing UFOs. The government don't know what it is. 10 days later, we talking about Cam and Jim Jones. It don't matter. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters anymore. Is that how the song go? No disrespect to the Queen Lauryn Hill. But I hope y'all doing good. Today's topic is honest, but might get me flagged. So I was waiting to do it, but whatever. If I get flagged, I get flagged. If he dies, he dies. But before we get to that, you know what I'm saying? New Year's, was y'all at any New Year's parties? What about the New Year's? I never go to New Year's parties. Well, not anymore. When I used to go to New Year's parties, I used to find myself at 11:48. Like, why am I here? It's never the crowd I want to be around. Whether it's too hood or it's too top 40. You know what I'm saying? It's never the crowd I really want to be around. The DJ never playing what I think he should play. It's never lit to me. And I always find myself saying this. I'll never go out for New Year's Eve again. And I haven't in a while. But how was y'all experience? For some reason, it's always somebody super drunk. Why would you want to bring in your New Year just absolutely shit-faced? Like, what about that is appeasing you? Like, you know what? I'm finna take you there tonight. You put your shirt and your cologne on. Anything over 22 years old and you getting absolutely hammered where they got to carry you home, shouldn't be nothing. That should only happen on your wedding, your divorce, your championship, whatever that is in life. Other than that, you ain't got no business getting fireman out the club. But anyway, how was y'all New Year's Eve partying? Which one was y'all? And if that was y'all, shame on you. You the one ordering cheese fries when y'all go out. Stop ordering cheese fries. Have some class. You better than that. But let's move on to Do You Play Too Much? And I think I already told y'all when I put the hot peppers under Chris Pizza. If not, I'm gonna have to look back and see if I did. But this is, speaking of party, and this wasn't a New Year's party, but I was out with the Party King. Shout out to Ray Tyler. Me and Ray was out at He Parties. If you know anything about Flint and partying, Ray gonna have a party. But we was at the Beach House or Celebrations. I don't know what it was called at the time. And I don't know if people still do it, but at its time, Altoids had a run. I don't really hear the case no more. And see people pull out the case. I don't know if they figured out how to give you cancer or I ain't up to date. But in its run, Altoids had a run. No different than them candy apple suckers. By the way, I had one of them as a grown man. That has to be the absolute worst thing for your teeth. The stuff used to like. That candy apple sucker had a run. I don't even know who produced it, dog. But that candy apple sucker had a run. Hot Cheetos had a run. Hot Cheetos still going. But while Hot Cheetos first dropped, that first uncut dope of that Hot Cheetos would burn the layer of skin off your mouth. I wasn't doing it. But all the girls who I liked, they was eating them Hot Cheetos, man. Hot Cheetos had a run. Them caramel apple suckers had a run. And Altoids had a run. So niggas used to walk around with Altoids. Had Altoids in my pocket. So, you know what I'm saying? I think the niggas either knew it or racing me, you know, pop some Altoids. So he's like, oh, let me get something, put his hand out or whatever. The music loud or whatever. Vibing. And we used to drink. That's what we was doing. We was drunk. When we out, we not drunk, but we getting there. We having some drinks, shots. And he's like, oh, let me get some of them. So I gave him some, you know what I'm saying? I got the big can in my pocket, boy. This before, you know what I'm saying, the clothes was fitted. So I had room for the big can in my pocket. So I poured him about 2 or 3 of them drinks. That was one for now and some for later. But he like, you know what? I want all 3 right now. And it wasn't the Altoid minis. Don't get it twisted. Don't ever play yourself, nigga. Don't come at me like that. It wasn't the Altoid minis, nigga. What is you talking about, nigga? Don't play me. What you saying, nigga? Y'all got me fucked up. So it was a regular Altoids, but homeboy wanted to take all three. All right, yeah, he popped them. Pow. You know what I'm saying? I stepped back, went to, you know what I'm saying, vibe to the music or whatever. I said, you like that? About 35 seconds later, I said, you like that? Of course he didn't know what I was talking about. What you talking about? That you like that? He was like, and he thinking in his head, like, what you mean? Altoids, nigga. I just didn't have none extra. So I'm like, yeah. So then I slowly walk over there to him, and I remember the music loud. So I say this to him. First time it wasn't in his ear. I said this. That's that X. He said, what? And I just did this. He said, what? Then I leaned in. That's that X. He thought I gave him X pills. My man just opened his mouth and let all three pills, when they was halfway dissolved, just let all three pills just hit the ground. I was screaming. He thought I gave him 3 ecstasy pills. That's that X. I'm about to buy Altoids just to bring that back. I was crying. He really thought that he thought I was too lit. You know what I'm saying? We was hanging together, but we probably knew each other about 6 to 8 months. So maybe he thought I was really turning up. That's that X. But I play too much. Don't forget to email the show. Email y'all's in. You feel me? All right. Today's topic is something I recently learned. I think, yeah, because I don't really concern I'm a why type of guy. I'm a ask why, but only to a certain extent. Something that's obvious, like, well, why is it gravity? I ain't trying to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to know. I know it's gravity. I don't need to know. And that's y'all with the aliens. Oh, the aliens. Oh, well, what makes you think that they wouldn't have the technology? What makes you think that they would? Why they got to be smarter than us? Why it got to be aliens? I don't care. Either way. Even if they are, if they ain't, I don't think about that why. What's another obvious thing? But like, power, I get power, right? You don't really have to question why. But then I thought, why are white people, some white people, and the system which white people subscribe to and live in and thrive in and benefit from, why is it so much vitriol toward black people? Like, white people, I can't even say they like being white, but white people like the position that they in above anybody else. Totally understand. But the absolute vitriol and hatred for black people, it's crazy. And I had to think, because like, I understand, all right, well, why is it racism? All right, well, one group thinks that they're better than the other for whether it came from historical context, whether it came from misrepresentation, whether it came from misinformation, whether it came from a war, whatever it is, one group thinks that they are superior to another group. I understand that is what racism is. But when we talk about the racism in this country and how overt it is, and even like, I heard somebody talk about interracial couples and interracial children. I ain't Umar, so date who you want. But as a whole, interracial dating clearly is not as innocent as it looks. Because this white person, usually white woman, and with this black man, but whatever the case may be, however they became interracial, had this child, they share this love, they have this beautiful life. I'm not coming at Charles and Rachel. I'm not coming at y'all love in no way, shape, or form, and I'm happy for y'all love. And if y'all have a family, I hope that y'all instill the values that y'all want in the child, and it grows to do whatever y'all want to in this country. Charles and Rachel. But everybody ain't Charles and Rachel, and I can say that without being in Charles and Rachel's house. Because the interracial dating has only increased every decade. But the violence, let's just stick with violence. The violence towards black men. The overt violence towards black men has stayed at the same level or increased. So if interracial relationships are increasing every decade, that's more people of a side that's against an oppressed side. There's two different sides coming together to create one being. So now we got this being going on to the world. This being, of course, can't support the oppression that's been going on, right? No way, right? No way that's possible. Or this woman who is an oppressor, or from the oppressor side, who married somebody who oppressed, she can't still be racist, right? No way, right? It's impossible. That's what I hear people say. We got too many examples of interracial couples. Listen, I'm not against Charles and Rachel in that house. I got no problem with them. I would hang out with Charles. I would hang out with Rachel. I would hang out with them as a couple. I got no problem with Charles and Rachel. But everybody ain't Charles and Rachel is my only point. It ain't up for me to point out who the Charles and Rachels is, but that's the problem. That we might have to figure out who the Charles and Rachels is. Because if every year more of us is getting married interracially, how come the problem of racism hasn't been solved? You would think, or all the old white men died off. They dying off. But guess who they are now? Them interracial babies. Or the mamas who no longer with the fathers. Or the brother of the mama. And just because she married him, that don't mean everybody in the family feel that way. And they got a hand in raising that kid too. So I'm not against Charles and Rachel. But I'm not, what's the word I'm looking for? Oblivious to the fact that everybody ain't Charles and Rachel. Okay? And I say all that to get to my point of, I was thinking why white people treat black people how they treat black people. Black people mean African Americans, people in the United States. It's because white people are oppressed. White people are oppressed. I know you're like, hold up. No. I did the research. I kept the files, nigga. I kept the files. White people in this country are oppressed. So I guess I'll take this opportunity to just, talk to the white people and say for the first time, I guess I can relate to y'all in that way. Like I said, I have a black friend. I guess I can find some way to relate to y'all and admit that y'all are oppressed. And I'm coming to an understanding that y'all are oppressed, but it's hard, to fathom it or, envision how y'all could be with, the power dynamic it is, how y'all are oppressed. But white people, sincerely, I'm here to tell you, I understand that you are oppressed. Yes. You mad? You mad? You mad? Cam voice. You mad? You mad? You so mad every day. So every day as a black man, I got to be on high alert because I know how people are treat me as if I'm a threat no matter what I'm doing. Every day I got to walk around with that. But I realize every day, if you one of those white people who don't like black people, you mad. You ain't nobody. You mad. Y'all mad. What you mad at, Mr. White Man? What is you mad at? That's how I even got to this, the why. Why is you, hold up. Why are you even mad? Y'all get to break all the laws, all the rules, live the American dream that y'all talk about. Most white people get a chance to live it. Why you mad? And you mad why you living it? Why you mad? You got other businesses to go against and they steal from you and all these people doing this and insider trade and all that. But why you mad at me? And I figured it out. It's because you're oppressed. Y'all mad at something. Because it's no way. And I was just thinking about when they talk about lynching and people going on, they used to watch people be hung. For one, just to lynch somebody, period. Unless they did something just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Even to take somebody's life in that way. But they used to sell tickets and they used to watch people be lynched. And I guess in the medieval times, they used to watch with is the guillotine. People used to watch then. But you guess who you don't see in the medieval times? I don't never see no black people in the movies. Now maybe they just don't want to put them in. They ain't got the budget. But do you be seeing black people in the medieval times? I mean, I know we were around, but in the reenactments, I don't be seeing us. We wasn't buying no tickets to seeing nobody be lynched. We not just beating somebody up solely based on them being different. We not doing that to nobody. Black people as a whole. We got a problem. We got to have a better security system with letting people to the cookout. Like, it really bothers me, even though that's just a term. Black people, because black people invented manners, right? Even the most hood dudes, excuse me, man, excuse me, man, excuse me. They gonna hold the door open, even if they reeking of weed, it don't matter. Black people invented manners. So black people gonna have manners, and we such an accepting people. But we need to fix that, because as hard as it is for us to get to those levels and into those rooms, not based on merit, because merit should be there. But as hard as it is to get in those rooms just based on our skin color and the percentage, and they don't want enough of us in there, as hard as they make that, that's how hard it should be for them to come to the cookout. The hardest they make it for somebody to be a citizen, they say the citizenship test. Oh, it's hard, man. They ask you questions I don't even know. They gotta. First of all, you gotta be in purgatory right there. You know somebody? Okay, cool. Wait right there. We too quick to let them come to the cookout. This ain't me against white people. I associate with quite a number of white people on a monthly basis by choice. But we let them come to the cookout too. Oh, he comes to the cookout because he can dance. What the fuck? What? You don't think now one of those pillagers and R-worders could dance? Like, just not just one of them. He can come to cookout because he can dance. Word. Or we just so and go. We just such a nice people that we so engulfed. If you got talent, man, and you see him cool, white boy can hang, man. He cool because we such an inviting people. So I'm not saying that we should take that away and not be that, because I would never want us to take our joy and our happiness when we congregate. But I would just say, let's put the same security on it as they do for those levels. And I don't even feel comfortable calling it top levels, right? Because they've made it such a capitalistic society where I have to call it the top levels, because that's where you get the most money, right? So let's not call it the top level, but the highest in that realm, right? Because sometimes the top level is getting the most love, right? You don't have to be, you can be a thousandaire and take care of your community and get the most love, and that could be the top to you. So don't confuse it. But what I'm saying is the levels that and the hoops that we have to go through to get there, because it is some of us there, that should be the same thing that they should have to do to get into the cookout or the culture. Because we do have to have some type of ownership of something. What do black people own? Oh, I was waiting on some answers. And I'm talking figuratively or literally. Okay, we got some I know we got black billionaires. I'm not saying it. What do we own though? Hip hop? Because we don't. We don't even own Juneteenth. It's a slap in the face that they even let anybody else off on Juneteenth. We don't own Juneteenth. Black History Month is a sham. But let me not go too far into that. Let me keep why I came to the conclusion that white people are oppressed. Because it's no way you're going to do all this to somebody, to a group of people. A family who you don't like, the Collins family who stay at the end of the block, and they somebody bad in their family, you always get into it. Fuck them. It's up for life with them. That's cool. But it's no way you can do this to a whole group of people who you don't even know. Unless you mad. Y'all mad. Y'all got to wake up every day being mad. I gotta wake up every day on high alert and make sure I'm protected and I'm moving a certain way so I can get back to my son. That ain't fun either. But y'all wake up every day and gotta deal with being mad. What you mad at, Mr. White Man, sir? What you mad at? And I know y'all still might not be following me on how they oppress. So, well, we're gonna get into that further. Starting with the definition. You already know this. White people is oppressed, and let's go into the definition of oppressed. I got two. Oppress. Keep someone in subservience and hardship, especially by the unjust exercise of authority. I know they're familiar with that. But I want to talk about the second. Cause someone to feel distressed, anxious, or uncomfortable. This is the definition of oppress. Cause someone to feel distressed, anxious, or uncomfortable. That hit home a little bit, right? You uncomfortable when I'm around? You distressed? I heard him talking the other day on Joe Budden podcast about back in the day when they used to clean out the pools. 4 days for the whites, 3 days for the blacks. They used to drain the pool, disinfect it. You uncomfortable? You think your daughter's gonna get pregnant just by being in the same pool? Cause you know they like us. You already know that. Hey, and you know your son's favorite artist? He black. Your son's favorite ball player? He's black. Your son's favorite designer? He's black. And this ain't news that you don't know. I know you know. And that's why you are oppressed, because you feel like black people are causing you, listen to the definition, cause someone to feel, and you say that you are, causing someone to feel distressed, anxious, or uncomfortable. You feel distressed when I'm around. You clutch your purse, lady. I clutch my purse too. When I'm in a group full of white ladies, my purse is I want all cameras on. Like, I feel just like you don't feel safe around me. Lady, I don't feel safe around you from how y'all turn into a witch hunt just from the threat of a black man. But last time for the definition. Oppress. Cause someone to feel distressed, anxious, or uncomfortable. You see, white people can't, and I'm not going to keep saying some white people, because if you're one of these white people and it's not you, but you cannot identify that that's the majority, then you on the other side as well. I'm not going to exclude you, because if my whole family rob niggas, and the word out there is the Batsons be sticking niggas up, I can't get mad and be like, hey man, say some Batsons rob niggas. Not if my whole family been robbing niggas. Not if me and my little cousin the only one who'll stick niggas up. So I gotta recognize, all right, well that's the rap on us, because historically we've been robbing niggas. And historically, most of us been doing this. I'm not gonna keep saying some people. So I'm gonna say white people. And you should say, anybody who identify. I'm not just talking to black people. I'm talking to anybody who identify with this. So no matter what your race or gender is, or any of that ethnicity, if you're being honest and if you're being honest and you not that, then you should say, So let me finish. White people cannot shake the feeling that why I'm not them. Why are they so cool? Why are they so happy? Why are they so talented? Why are they so resentful? All we've done for hundreds of years is try to stop them. And even when they don't have no money, they gonna come up with a dish or mad dishes that to this day, now you pay top dollar for the oxtail. That's how talented and resilient they are. They can't figure it out. Every day they wake up. That's why they mad. That's why they can watch you hang a nigga, or watch the cops beat a nigga, or watch the cops be on George Floyd's neck and then make jokes about it like it's cool. That's why they can do that. That's why they can accept those offenders who do that to black women. That's how they can accept A lot of black women in the hospital going through pregnancy, dying because of the lack of care for black women in the hospital. That's how they can accept it. Because why are they so cool? Why can't they dance? Why do I want to be like them? Even when I say I don't, I ain't gonna lie. If my son, if most of the people who my son was taken to or who had an admiration to was white, I'd be mad too. I ain't gonna front. You goddamn right. Walk around talking about Kirk Cousins, Austin Reeves, and I don't even know too many more. Any baseball is fine. But talking about them as favorite players. Who your favorite player all the time? I will go with Larry. Give me your top three. Larry, George Mikan, John Stockton. Hold up. None of your heroes look like me? I'd be mad too, my nigga. I ain't gonna hold you. That's when I had to realize you are oppressed. I gotta wake up every day fearing for my life that y'all gonna try to take my life. But I ain't mad. Even that. You mad, I ain't mad. Y'all mad, we ain't mad. They say, you know what? Y'all got y'all papers, y'all free. But we still gonna abuse the shit out of y'all. So we like, all right, we're just gonna figure this out. It's gonna take us a while, we gonna figure this out. So we got our own communities. And we was happy in our own communities, making our own money. Y'all got mad at that. We ain't even, with all due respect, we ain't even be with y'all. T.I. voice. We had all our own communities. Central Park, own communities. I know these are popular ones. The one in Central Park, the one in Oklahoma, but all over this country, we had our own communities, making our own money. And y'all got mad at that. And sometimes I get mad at black people when I go into other ethnicities and other nationalities, and they got these communities, and the whole plaza is that foreign sector. Not only that, most of the community is Indian or South Asian or Russian. The whole community. I'm like, why we can't have that? But then when I think about it, when we had it, y'all get mad. We had it. And I had to explain to somebody in the gym today. She was pregnant by a black man. So, and I'm going to eventually do a podcast about this. But y'all know when some animal get on the loose from the zoo, a dangerous animal. When the tiger get on the loose from the zoo, they put out the alert. It's on the news. It's everywhere. You keep hearing about it. Hey, be careful. They said a tiger is on the loose from the zoo. Be careful. Be careful. That's how every other race treat us. Oh, be careful. You run them black people. Even if they don't say it, they act it. That's how every other race treat us. Like we are that zoo animal that's on the loose. Be careful. Like I doubt it's going to come into the community or whatever. They'll probably find it. But be careful. That's how we treat the tiger that's on the loose. So you know what happened? We started seeing ourselves as that tiger that was on the loose. Cool if I see myself like that, but guess what? If I'm a tiger, guess who else is a tiger? This other nigga. Every other nigga that I see. Because that's the consensus that they made it seem normal that I'm a tiger on the loose. Now I'm looking at this other black man who I don't know, like they don't know me, like a tiger. And shit, if I see a tiger and it's me or him, guess what? It's up. I'm not looking at you like you a beautiful creature who creates all the trends, who is the trendsetter who creates all the music, who has most of the inventions, who has a pure heart. That ain't how I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you like a loose animal from the zoo. In totality, that's how they make us look at each other. So you that mad? Like I said, I'll be mad if my son wanted to be white. Or he just was he walking around just, if Lil Baby was white and he knew all Lil Baby album, the whole joint, yo, come on, man. I would feel away. So what I'm saying is, white people, y'all oppressed. Yeah, white people are oppressed. I get it. Trust me. I'm understanding it now. If you got to wake up every day being mad, you want to do something about it. You fighting your own feelings. That's what I realized racism is. It started as a power dynamic, but racism in this country is white people fighting their own feelings. Instead of admitting like, it sure would be great to be black. Or it sure would be great to be accepted by them It sure would be great to have some of what they have. We don't want none of what y'all got, except for equality. And because this country ain't y'all's anyway. We built it. The Native Americans was here first, so then we second. We don't want nothing of what y'all got. Give us 50%, we'll be good. It's nothing that y'all make in the kitchen, on the textiles. It's nothing that y'all make that we want to take. Y'all can have golf. Y'all can have it, we'll be fine. And take, what's the name, Top Golf, while you at it. I'm tired of people going there. Y'all know how I feel about that. Take that while you at it. Y'all can have golf. We'll be all right. There was no putt-putts in the hood anyway. Take golf. Take hockey. Y'all got a battle with them, with the Hispanics, about baseball. But that's a toss-up. That's between y'all. But take it. We don't want nothing from y'all. That NFL and NBA, that's ours, baby. Hip-hop, that's a music, that's ours. Art and culture, that's ours. We don't want nothing from y'all. But guess what? We be willing to be cool with y'all and share. Because one thing about black people, I say, we ain't gonna do nothing to nobody just because they something. I understand heterosexual black men traditionally have a problem with homosexuality. But if you get a group of bad people, cool. But a random, regular heterosexual black dude who don't understand gay guys is not just going to swing on one. We just not brought up in that. Even though y'all try to make us seem like that, Tiger, we not brought up in that type of senseless violence unless we talking about a certain breed. We're not just going to run up and just fuck a person up, man. That's just not. Let's be doing gang initiations, man. All right, let me chill. Yeah, when I mentioned they fighting their own feelings, it's an invisible enemy. We can't control how y'all feel inside based on something that we not doing to y'all. Understand that y'all could probably be like, I can see how I can probably have a problem with white people based on what historically white people have done to black people. I know you can formulate that. You're smart enough to be like, I can see how they can probably have a problem or an issue with some of us, how we've done them. But we can't be responsible for how y'all feel. And we don't even know what, we didn't do nothing to y'all. Y'all feel that way just because I'm me? I can't be responsible for that. I cannot fix that. So when people act like, well, racism has changed, all these interracial couples, that don't fix what's going on inside because she find homeboy sexy. I'm just sorry. And I'm not here to talk about all interracial relationships like they bad. But you know what? Some of those interracial relationships, those women are trying to save those men in their mind. That's what's going on. And that ain't love either. But whatever. I ain't getting too deep into that. They are left in an endless fight with their own conscience. So yeah, they are oppressed, y'all. I'm starting to understand it. That's what's going on. Imagine that. Every single day having to have that fight with your own conscience. Man, I wish I was, even if I don't wish I was black, I wish I had some of that swag like them. I wish. And then your conscience say, no, you don't. There's nothing better than you. Yeah, you're right. Nah, I'm mad. But jeez, the way Jamal puts his shoes with his outfit, naturally, I can't help but it's cool. He even smells good. The way they like Demarius. The way Demarius is even nice to the teacher. Man, I wish No, you don't. Nothing's better than white. Yeah, you're right. They caught in this endless fight back and forth with their own conscience. I can't do nothing about that. But y'all, that's an oppressed person. I wouldn't want to trade that. It's a lot of the money. That's it. The money and the ability to be safe in this country. I would trade, but not for that. Not if I had to wake up every day mad that I was me. I'd rather wake up every day mad that I'm in a situation that I'm in, rather than wake up every day mad that I'm me. I'm ecstatic that I'm me. Ecstatic. I couldn't dream of wanting to be another race. I couldn't dream of it. And shouts out to all of them. And it's some stuff about different races that is dope. Black African American ain't the only race that's influential and that's got dope things of the world. I'm not naive to that. I'm not saying that at all. But I wouldn't trade being black for nothing in the world. But that got to be tough to wake up every day. It's tough to wake up every day and not be in a position that you want to be in. But imagine waking up every day and not liking who you are. Not the body that you're in. For somebody who's trying to lose weight. Not really liking who you are or wishing that you were somebody's else. That you had what these somebodies had every day. That's tough. You're an oppressed person. And I want to talk about minority. No matter how much of the percentage of the population, black people will always rule the influence. Black people had the influence in music before they were letting black people walk in the front door. They still were the act to see. And people recognize that. Black people's influence is, but you know what? I call for us to have these more security measures to let people in the cookout. But the part of black people's influence is the grace. So I guess I don't want to dismiss having grace, but you still ain't got to let everybody in your house, right? Because God loves everybody. Don't get it confused. God created everybody. He loves everybody. But you can't come in his house without his son. I love you. I got love for you. I got love for every young black teenager, young black adult, every black person, especially the youth. I got mad love for them. I kick it with them. Any type of knowledge I got for them, understanding, cool. Mad love for these high school kids or even these college kids. My daughter's in college, right? So I got mad love for you little dreadhead niggas. Mad love for you YNs. But you can't come in my house without my kid. My son can't bring his homeboy to my house without him. You can't come in the guy's house without his son. And that's all I'm saying about black people inviting them to does not give away our grace. But as far as inviting them to the cookout that's in the backyard, you can't just come because you know a few people and they think you cool and they got love for you. That's cool. Do you know my son? You can't come to the cookout. My son got to vouch for you. Do you know my son? You can't come in my house. You can't be sitting in my living room. I got love for all you YNs. But none of y'all better not be on my couch unless you with my son. Because I trust everything that I put into my son, that instilled to my son, that he going to be responsible enough to respect home. And I know he is. So he's responsible enough to whoever he brings in here, gonna have that same level of respect, or he's vetted them. That's the type of trust I got in him. No different than the type of trust God got in Jesus, that he got trust that Jesus gonna vet him. I ain't gotta run no double check. Hey, you gotta get up out of here. If you want, my bad. As long as you with homeboy, cool. But it ain't just that easy to get in God's presence, or the presence of greatness, or the presence of pureness. It's not that easy. You gotta come in through his son. And we will always have that influence. And one thing that I need us to realize is influence is power. Of course, who don't want more money? You know what I'm saying? Who don't want more real estate, more land? All these things are things we got to keep fighting and striving for. But we also have to take notice that we have power. Influence is power. And influence definitely can come with money for sure. That's a definite. But we have to just realize when you play chess, the pieces can only move a certain way, right? Because in that game, in the way that game was designed, if somebody wants to take those same pieces and create another game, then they can do something different. But in America, the way that this game is designed, whatever chess piece we are, we can only move in a certain way to benefit the team. That's the only way that we can move in this game. So if we got influence and that is power, we got to recognize that power. For one, recognize it. Then we also have to harness that power. And then third and lastly, we have to be proud of that power. We have to boast about that power of influence. You can't take that from me. It's a lot of stuff that you can take from me, but you cannot take that from me. And we should all know that every little black boy or girl should grow up knowing you are the most influential thing this earth has ever seen. Ever. The Egyptians, I believe, were the most technical or the most spiritually technical or the most spiritually connected. But as far as influential, black man and black woman, you are the most influential thing this planet has ever seen. And you're not even 500 years old yet. And you're the most influential ever. That's power, and you got to know it. And I think every kid should know that. So we got to start recognizing that. Yeah. So that's why I say white people is oppressed. Yeah. They realize that they don't have that power. You can't buy that power. You can big, man. White people cribs be so big, they don't even have blinds. You just walk, you just look right through their joint. That's how much security they got. That's how much money and security they got. You can't take that from them. Money is power. You can't take that from them. But they cannot take our power either. Don't let them. That's why they can't come to the cookout so willy-nilly. But do not let them make you feel like you don't have that influence and how powerful that influence is. Even the stuff that they don't like about you. Example, your big lips, nigga. These big lips that they didn't like for years and years and years. Now they paying money getting fillers and injections to get these big lips as well as the big hips and butt that black women are naturally curvy born with. Those lips that they used to talk about. The big lip, big nose. The nose is coming next. They talk about you like you're dirty, like you're black, and the tanning industry make billions of dollars every year. Why you want to be darker? Why you want to be a narc? Why you want to be darker? So don't forget to teach, preach, and be proud of the power that you have that is that influence. Right? And that's going to move me to the quote of the day, which was from Higher Learning, another good movie. Gotta see it if you ain't seen it. Higher Learning, make sure your kids see it. 1995 it came out. And you know what he said? All right, let's see some ID. You know what Q said back? No, let's see your ID. And that's what I be wanting to say sometimes. So if you not my boss, and even if you my boss, really, you go watch how you talk to me. Just period. Like, the entitlement sometime that they have, I'm not telling you to go fight no cop. All I'm telling you is sometimes their entitlement needs to be met with resistance. A healthy resistance for your natural line of respect. Now, that's not always a threat physically. Because the way you threaten them the most is intellectually. Or even not being mad. Or just knowing how to handle yourself. But that entitlement, that has to be met with your presence. Because you have to let them know your entitlement is not going to scare me away. That's the first thing that someone who I've been talking about is going to lead with, is that entitlement. But that don't scare me. You're going to have that whether I bow down or whether I let you have your way or not, or whether I don't. You still going to have that entitlement. I can't take that away from you. Just like you can't take my influence. So wherever you mad, you're going to have to be mad. But that entitlement is going to be met with some resistance. Let me see your ID. But look, man. How do we both stop being oppressed? Because I just spent this last 45 minutes breaking down how white people are in fact oppressed. If you just got here, rewind it. White people in this country are oppressed. And you know we are oppressed. It's obvious that black people are oppressed. And I think the only answer, now I'm talking to everybody again, is to lead with love. Not in a corny way, not to them. To your own first, including yourself. So, Mr. White Man, love all your white people. Cool. That's what you should do. It's no beef in that. That's how it should be. But don't forget to love yourself. You can't do all these things to other people without having a hatred for yourself. You have to have such a displeasure for yourself to do all these heinous things to people for years. To be able to generationally pass something like that down. The things that's been done to black people by white people in this country. To be able to generationally, systematically pass that down. Because it's not just the system, it's being generationally passed down too. Because eventually, if the generations were changing, then they would change the system. So it's not just as simple as just the system. No, it's being generationally passed down as well. And for you to generationally pass that down, you don't love yourself, really, Mr. White Man. You got a problem with where you are placed, not with what you've been given, right? Not with what you've been born to in the society you've been born to. You have a problem with what you've been given from God. You had a problem that you're not cool. You have a problem that you're not influential. You have a problem that you're not as athletic. You have that problem with yourself. But you got to lead with love, loving yourself first, knowing that there's some dope stuff about you. I'm for my race first, but I'm not an evil person towards anybody. So I'm not going to lie. And we don't want nothing from y'all, but every race, everything y'all got something dope about y'all. It ain't my job to list them and figure it out, Mr. White Man. But you was born from God with something about you that is dope for the world, not just for you, but for the world, where you don't have to feel oppressed because you're not cool. You're not going to be as cool. That's a trade-off that you got to be willing to give up, dog. You just got to be willing to give that one up. We walk different. A black man walks different than a white man. And it's not taught. Ain't nobody got to teach the fawn how to walk when they come out the horse. That fawn be walking within 15 minutes. It's walking. Ain't nobody got to teach a black man how to walk cool. That's just what we do. But you got to be able to look in the mirror with Mr. White Man and be cool with what you see. And be cool with what you contribute out of love for who you naturally are. Not who somebody told you to be. Not that's going to affect the bottom line. Not that might not leave you all the way up here. You got to be comfortable with what you see that can affect the world positively from within. Because you have something about you that is dope. But it's not your shoes. Okay? Half of them just don't care what shoes they throw on. Now, I guess I find some jealousy in that because we spend too much money on stuff, but I'm not willing to just throw the same pair of shoes on with everything. I can't do it. And later, I'm going to talk later about them wearing shorts and everything. But love yourself, sir, first, Mr. White Man, Miss White Woman. Who want to get the lip injections to be black, who get the tan, who get the BBL. So you got the big butt, you got the big lips, and you got the dark skin. Okay, aesthetically, I guess you want to switch it up. But somewhere between those surgeries and procedures, you got to look, maybe not in the mirror no more for you. You got to look within to figure out, all right, what's dope about me for everybody that the world could appreciate about me? That's just not benefiting me. What about me could I share? How could I be more open to letting more people in my barbecue, whatever that is? That didn't sound right. How can I be more open to lending what I have to everybody? Be more accepting to everybody so they can learn who I naturally am because I'm a good person. I know I'm Becky and I know I get this privilege and I cry a lot, but I really am a a good person. Somewhere in there is a good person. You don't have to pull that all the time. Or maybe you're just a crier, but that don't mean you're not a good person. Somewhere you don't have to hate the black girl in your class because she cool and got ass. And that moves us to us, black people. As far as us loving ourselves. I've already explained us being a tiger on the loose mentality where they've made us feel less than, or they've put us in positions where we feel like what I called the top earlier. It's only so many positions at the top, and they right because they've made it difficult to get up there. But that don't mean that we got to do things to each other. And the only reason why there are communities where we just slay each other or kill each other is because we not leading with love first, with loving ourselves first. Black man, not just young black man, period. It even comes into play with how we openly discuss and talk to our women. Stop calling our girls bro. But whatever. But black man, you got to learn to love yourself first. Because if I really, 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 really love myself, I love my blackness and I love who I am and I love just me. It's hard for me to look at another black man and the first thing I don't see is me and see some type of love. That's just me personally. I don't care what's going on, whether he homeless or whether he going through something, whether he just not cool, whatever. I see some of me in you, bro, because I love myself. And it's something about you that you need to love. So while y'all spinning on niggas and doing all this, we up one. And that's so here's my message to all the shooters, right? All you gangsters, not thugs. I'm a thug. I'm talking to the gangsters. All the gangsters and all the shooters. Why don't nobody ever talk about their defense? Like, say you is the nicest shooter and you are lighted up. You got the Draco. You got mad guns. Once you spend one time on something real, on a real group, now every day you gotta play defense. I don't ever hear none of y'all talk about y'all defense. Oh man, I'm elusive. Like, yo, man, I switch cars, like my location. I don't ever hear it. So it's just, it baffles me that the only thing y'all talk about is shooting. Have you ever seen a sport where you ain't got to play D? Like, y'all so damn tough because y'all got a gun. But you ain't the only one with a gun. That don't make you tough because you will spin the block. First of all, somebody who's not tough will do it. And then even if they are tough, they coming back. I mean, even if it ain't now, it's tomorrow. It ain't tomorrow, it's next month. If it ain't next month, it's next year. So why you think you so tough where this ain't football, homeboy, where you get to go out at wide receiver then come out the game? No, you got to take your ass out there and play defense too where bullets fly back. So you gangster niggas, you tough niggas kill me with thinking it's just one side of the ball. And if you loved yourself more, you would realize, man, I would hate for my son or my brother or my uncle or for me, any black man who I see to have to leave the house every day worried about if a authority figure is going to kill him because they think that he's less than, on top of being in his own community and worry about somebody else coming back for retribution for something that he didn't done. Every day, if I got to deal with both of those every day, of course I don't value my own life. So I ain't valuing yours, homeboy. So the only way we come up out of this oppression, because white people are not going to stop oppressing us until they love themselves and learn what's good inside of them. And we're not going to be ready to accept nothing from nobody, including ourselves, if we don't understand the love that we have. I understand that they get mad at our communities and they tear our communities down when we come up with them. So what? Build it again. Let's build it again. Every big city you go to is a Chinatown. Ain't no black town. I know it sound crazy or it sound funny, but why there ain't no black? Why I can't call stuff black? This a black parade. Like, why we can't have our, build it again. I know they're going to tear it down, build it again. But we have to lead with love. Love your own first, your own kind first. Definitely. That start with from within. Take care of your household first, then your community. So go ahead, take care of black people. If you white, take care of white people first. I'm saying not the whole race. What I'm saying, if you black, take care of your family, your community. If you white, take care of everybody in your community. But then from there, lead with love, seeing how you can help everybody else, and see how you can be open to it. Because you ain't got to walk around mad every day that you ain't black. Because we don't walk around mad every day at the position y'all put us in. We somehow found happiness, and y'all mad at that. But ending with the love yourself, love somebody else. And the love yourself is take your own advice when giving it to others sometimes. Oh, my goodness. And I need to do this. This whole show, I be giving out advice, and sometimes I don't take it because I don't want to hear it. Sometimes we don't ask ourselves the questions because we know the answers. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else can say, well, she was doing this, and you know what I'm saying? And every time I say something, and I can tell them, well, it's understood, don't have to be said. She's not interested. But if I was in a situation where somebody may have not been interested, I'm not even going to ask myself in my head because I know the answer. So sometimes you got to take your own advice when you're giving it to others. For some reason, we're able to give advice. I think it's because we're able to step outside. We can't step outside of who we are to look at our own situation. To be like, oh, well, no, that's stupid. Me sitting here thinking that somebody else is going to change. But if somebody is explaining it to you, you able to see that whole picture and that whole movie no different than when you looking at the movie screen. You say, run! Oh, don't do that. Don't take him back. No, he's just going to do it again. Oh, no, bro, you see how she was acting. Whatever it is, how you able to talk to the movie screen, you able to see that movie when somebody brings their situation to you. So in turn, you got to remember that. And you got to remember to take your own advice sometimes. Because you're going to get in your own way. It's only natural to be overcome by emotions. That'll make you a bad person. You got to remember who you are because you the person who gave that advice. So don't let your emotions take you away from who you are. Love yourself and take your own advice sometime. And then love somebody else. Don't be afraid or too selfish to give advice of the things that you're knowledgeable of. I know we got a problem with being nosy and minding your own business. But that's what we here for. We here to share the information that we have. And I'm not saying give it to everybody, but there's going to be situations where, and then, okay, I talk a lot, but I mean, if I'm out and I'm hearing somebody talk, maybe not just one sentence, but if the whole conversation is about that, for instance, I was out Saturday and I was walking, I was trying to figure out whether I was going to go to this restaurant or another one in the complex. And I'm walking back and I hear two white dudes and they out there smoking. And one dude, he hyped for the other one. They work at the joint, the restaurant. Oh, shit, Sarah, you got a date, man? He was like, well, I don't know if it's a date, but, I mean, we are supposed to be going to look at records together. Oh, shit. And they was hyped. And I was walking by, and I was like, yo, congratulations on your date. He was like, thanks, man. And he was like, hey, man, the force is with you. And I'm not going to tell y'all my business, but I had a great night. And I'm just now noticing this and thinking about it. I had a great night. Now, that I ain't had no knowledge for buddy. But I'm saying, if you got some knowledge of something, or if I got some knowledge of something, I'm a conversation, I'm going to lend that knowledge. And oftentimes when it comes to young black men and I'm around them, I'm going to lend that knowledge. They may not listen. Who cares? That's your ego talking. If you worried about who is or not going to listen when you speaking, that's your own ego. Because God see everything, and he know you ain't listening. Now, it would be egotistical of him, and he deserved to have the biggest ego to be like, you know what? I ain't telling niggas nothing else. So don't be too afraid or too selfish to share some with somebody else. And white people, y'all oppressed. I get it. I'm here to tell y'all I found some relatability with y'all and understanding. Y'all is oppressed, but we figured out a way to fix it. Lead with love. Love yourself first. And above all else, no matter what race, creed, sex, religion you are, you can't make sense without keeping it a buck. You heard?
Be a man about your word. Always keep that shit a buck. And if a test your bloodline, stand for yours. The only thing that matters in this world, who wanted more luck. Never not believed in me. That's just how I'm cut. Be a man about your word. Always keep that shit a buck. And if a nigga test your bloodline, stand for yours. The only thing that matters in this world, who wants it more, yeah.